welcome to another edition of Blue Review. I'm staring at the production thing, so sorry, my face wasn't even looking at you guys.
Come on, get it together, Parker. It's a Monday. It's a
Happy
Monday.
That's right. Now,
Happy
we
Yom
got
Kippur.
another edition of Blue Review. Yom Kippur, happy Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holiest day of the year.
What do we say? We just say Happy Yom Kippur? This is all we do? I mean,
Shana
is this the
Tova.
proper...
Okay. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. Okay,
That's
trying to
more
learn here.
Yeah.
Very well.
Thanks.
Shana Tova, Greg, and to all our, fellow people. Now, the Blue Review, real quick. The Blue Review is always presented by Los Angeles International Airport. Go ahead and check out Hire LAX because they do create life-changing career opportunities for Los Angeles residents. UCCY is playing. I got one today too.
Oh no, you can't take it from him. That's his
don't
thing.
Steal my
That's
bit.
his thing.
Don't even try. You guys aren't even at LAX like that, so don't even try it. All right?
It didn't even feel right. It didn't feel right.
You just want to be a part of it. I understand. Now finish your read.
Thank you. Now, for more information, go ahead and check out Hire LAX on Eventbrite. That's Eventbrite. So, guys, the Dodgers win in extras.
Yeah.
CT3 with a clutch RBI single. He also had a clutch double play, which we'll pull that clip later. So we got a lot to talk about. The bullpen's been amazing. Lance Lynn, 6 innings and only put up 2 earned runs, guys. We might need to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, the list is ever present, by the way.
It is
we might
always
not get to
there.
the list today, though. We might not get to the list today.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The bullpen looked really good, so I don't even know if we need to question anybody. But anyways, a lot on hand. We had a cool Rojas clip. We're going to show Greg that live for the first time. I know everybody was...
Yeah.
Parker, hold on. Parker, what was your favorite part about... By the way, sidebar, Emily was at the game last night. Emily from...
I should go grab her.
And if she's available, go grab her. But
I'm gonna go try. She
ended up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She
ended up on the broadcast. I guess she sent me a clip, and I guess there was some point where you know how they'll like show the crowd and then show the standings. I think or whatever it may be. Wherever she was sitting up in the top level. Hold on, let me find this right quick. Wherever she was sitting, I have this picture somewhere. Yeah, they were showing the game tracker. And and she was on. Em!
We got Emily in the building.
Yo!
Hello.
What a win.
Emily,
What a win.
we were just talking about you because you were at the game last night.
I was.
Right. And
I was on TV.
You've had the best weekend ever. That's a different discussion. Tell us about your experience at Dodger Stadium last night before you even got on TV.
So Dodger experience was awesome. I took my friend who was visiting. She hadn't been before, so we obviously got a Dodger dog. My last glizzy of the season. Sad.
Oh no!
Because I don't have the playoff money, so I'm just regular season is done for me. But I got there early. Fun thing. So I always take the Dodger Express to get to Dodger Stadium, and it was backed up. They were only doing like 1 or 2 buses at a time instead of like 4 or 5, and so the line to get on Dodger Express took forever. So we ended up I got to Union Station an hour before first pitch. I got there at first pitch. So that was unfortunate. I was hoping to get there a little early. But was great. We ended up getting to our seats. We're on top deck because, I'm the woman of the people. I get the cheapest ticket possible and get in. And it was awesome. It was a really fun game. It wasn't a lot of scoring to begin with. But we saw a home run. We saw Chris Taylor walk it off. My friend who I came with was also a UVA grad, so we were happy to see.
Oh, that's huge. Okay.
Yeah?
Let's slow down for a second.
Sorry,
I was wondering,
so
who
excited.
was this other person? Was it their first Dodger dog glizzy experience? How did they like it? Not that you have to reveal their identity, but what were their tastes?
So they are a hot dog connoisseur. They're a big fan of hot dogs. Okay. So it was their first Dodger dog. They were not quite amazed by it. It was really long for how the size of the bun, and it was just an awkward experience. We also didn't have enough like mustard and ketchup. It was kind of, I wouldn't say it was the best Dodger dog experience, but they're visiting from Oregon. That's where they live now. And there's my friend from UVA. They were my sorority with me. Not a huge sport fan, but also a big Taylor Swift fan as well. So we were somewhat distracted for the majority of the game.
Just
getting
a little
all
bit.
the information. Exactly. But it was really fun to watch the game. I, got to tell her about the Dodger team, got to tell her about, the strengths of the team, where the weaknesses are. Lance Lynn. You know, we love our big boy. It's great.
Sure.
But it was really fun to show around the stadium, to show around the team.
Okay, last thing before you take your monster victory lap on air for Taylor Swift taking over the NFL weekend and the Steelers winning. By the way,
we go.
I told Emily this yesterday. I would be taking the most disrespectful victory lap of all time for all of these haters who have a problem with who she talks about, Taylor Swift, all the time. Anyway, that aside, when did you get on TV? What inning was that, and how did that go?
So that was, I think, like 5th or 6th inning. So we were sitting down, and we see a camera guy walk down, and I don't know the difference between who's from Dodger Stadium and who's from ESPN.
Right.
So this camera guy, they're shooting the family behind us, and it was a cute family, it looked like, and you know, they were all in Dodger gear. And so we were like, I was just praying that it was just them that they're shooting and not including me, because I did not want to be on it. And then we got literally while on camera, we got the video of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce leaving Arrowhead together, and we both smiled and freaked out. So we were thinking maybe that would be on camera too. But yeah, so that's the situation that happened with me getting
Okay, good.
on
So you didn't
camera.
get caught taking a glizzy to the face on national television? No. Okay.
No, just being really excited to be a Dodger fan and a Taylor Swift fan.
That's excellent. Thank you, Em.
All right, thanks, guys.
Go talk your stuff.
Go Steelers. Greg wasn't there to hear that, so that was okay.
That's fine. Even better. So first of all, my last glizzy of the season. I mean, just an
last
incredible
glizzy of the
My
season.
favorite, yeah, that's my favorite line of the day.
It is.
Do you guys want to see what I'm having for breakfast today?
That is
Are we looking at a
You're
cheesecake?
eating cheesecake for breakfast.
I eat cheesecake for breakfast often. I just want you to know that this is a thing that I do.
Look
with
at you.
some regularity, just so you know. So
I'd be 700 pounds.
So while you pull up the clip, Parker, that we're going to watch that Greg has never seen, I'm going to take a bite of cheesecake.
That's right. All right, so Greg, I'm going to go ahead. What we're going to do is I'll let you be solo on the screen with this play.
Look at this guy. He's just eating on camera. Number one rule. Don't eat on the air. But you know what?
Number one rule, F the rules. Okay? That's the number one rule.
Should I just pour coffee all over myself? That's what we're doing here?
No, that's a
go.
flexible gag thing. All right? That's different. I'm just enjoying a cheesecake. Two completely different
All
things.
right, go ahead.
All right, Greg. All right, so this is our guy.
What else are you
Rojas.
using from Kike?
Yeah,
Just go ahead and listen
so
in.
when Kike got traded, we kind of swing the same bat, and he got a bat from Marucci that I really like, and I've been like using his bats and he gets here, and I don't think it's been a surprise that as soon as I start. Sorry, guys.
Oh, while talking,
real quick.
Look at you. There you go, Rojas.
Okay. You stepped on it, Greg.
Thank you.
You stepped on it.
Not that comfortable. It's the first time doing
Run it
this,
back.
but
Parker, run it back.
I have to make the play for Lynn. He's gonna
All
get
right,
mad at
Greg,
me.
you ready for this?
Run it back,
That's the
Greg.
first time we've had
All right,
Lay
I'll
out.
keep my mouth shut.
Thank you for
All right,
apologizing.
go ahead.
Yes.
Because the best part is, first of all, he's making mannerisms as if like, you know, as if the person he's talking to is right in front of him on the
Exactly,
mound. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best part. I'm like, you know, he talks with his hands, because even when there's a drift camera that he's not paying attention to at all, the hands cannot separate from the conversation. He's not just talking in baseball positioning. He's doing all this, and then he gets into his ready position. Let's run it back.
What else are you using from Kike?
Yeah, so when Kike got traded, we kind of swing the same bat, and he got a bat from Marucci that I really like, and I've been like using his bats and he gets here, and I don't think it's been a surprise that as soon as I start. Sorry, guys. Need to make this play real quick.
Okay.
That-
We're comfortable.
Thank you. Well,
How good
not that
is
comfortable. It's the
that?
first time doing this, but
How good is
I have to make the
that?
play for Lynn.
That's
Someone
he's
was-
apologizing.
He
He's
said, "Sorry,
apologizing.
guys. Gotta make this play. real
Sorry,
quick."
guys. Got to make this play real fast. In the middle of making the play. Great
Reminding-
job by Rojas. First of all, I got a lot of respect now for Rojas. I know he's been hitting better over the last couple of months, but that's impressive.
Play of the season out of him, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that was fantastic.
It was a relatively hard hit ground ball too.
That was not an easy pickup. Again,
no.
as somebody that routinely boots balls on the infield, I would know. That is not easy
I like,
to do.
by the way, I like this Clinton Yates that is actually realizing that he is bad at something that
That's
says
not
he
what
can't do
happened.
something.
Okay, see, this is where it gets too far. This is where it goes way too far.
No,
projections about my ego. I had a bad game. I'm trying to make a joke here, and you got to take it to
I
the
love
next
it.
level.
No, I'm saying
To
I
the
love
next
it.
level.
I love
Anyway,
having some.
What I was getting ready
great.
to say is it reminded me of when Mookie, when he played for the Red Sox, did this in spring training, and he was playing right field. And he got a ball hit over his head, and he just said, "Sorry, boys, I'm not going to get to this one." And then just took
I
off
remember that.
I remember that.
That was very fun.
I think
we
Freddie
lost
had some good
Tap
mic
on the
moments as well in Atlanta.
I'm back.
Yep.
We're good. See why
I was coughing. I muted it. I'm a professional. Even if I eat on camera, I know how to cough.
Don't say you're a
mute.
professional after eating on camera. But anyway, hey, so let's get to the Lance Lynn portion of it, right? So Lance Lynn obviously had a good game. That's now, I think, Parker, you may know better. Is that his last 3 outings have been good, 3 or 4?
Yeah, I was reading this earlier. It might have been 4.
Might have been 4. So that's something that with the last time we did your whole paper with the check marks. Yeah, that thing right there. We all had him on. I think you had him off, Clinton.
I had him off. Things have changed.
Is he on now?
Do you remember what I said when I said I had him off? I said he's got to pitch his way on. As far as I'm concerned, from a trust standpoint. And you're going to go over those stats again, Parker, in terms of the last 3 or 4 appearances. He's been good. Okay? Because this is a numbers game as much as anything. To me, we're changing things. He's going from an X. Here we go.
Going from an X.
See right here.
I see the X.
He's going to go from an X for me over here to a check.
Yeah,
we're changing things.
He is a check now. He's always been a check for me because you had to have the innings eater. But the fact is, you were right when you were saying that it was on the NLDS roster. He had a possibility that he was not going to make it.
Yes,
I think he's worked his way back into it because if he was going to go in, if he was giving up 8 runs a game and 4 home runs a game again, like he was, that's not going to happen. Now, it hasn't been the best competition. When we saw it before, it was when he came in and he was pitching well. Bad competition. When his bad outings were against good competition, and now he's back again, some not so good. But the Giants were still vying for that wild card spot. They're kind of falling off now.
They're pretty much out of it at this point.
They're pretty much out of it. But so now that makes a big difference. So let's ski. I'm going to go to pitching on Dodgers.com. I'm going to do this live for you.
Let me ask you. I mean, hold on. Kershaw had an outing. I mean, he threw it since the last time we've talked. That happened. And, we talk a lot about what's he going to look like once the playoffs start, what's this, that, and the third going to happen. Greg, I got to imagine that you were pretty impressed with what you saw from him over the weekend.
Yeah, no, that's actually now his both outings have been, he's given up like 2 hits. The problem is he's still walking some guys, so he's got to getting that walk out of him. But he looks like he's kind of back to where he was, but he's only going to go 4 or 5 innings still. So he needs to have a piggyback at this point. He's going to have Yarbrough behind him, Grove. Somebody has to be able to pick it up for him on the back end, or they just have to go to the bullpen. But you were speaking about the bullpen and how good it was, Parker. It's bullpen and just a pitching staff in general. Since the All-Star break, the Dodgers have had one of the best pitching staff in baseball. They're under 4, they're 3.46. Just to see it on the other side, the Braves, who everybody says is going to be so amazing, and like I have too. I think they're the best team in baseball by far. They're almost at a 5 ERA in the since the All-Star break. That means their pitching isn't keeping up with their hitting, and their hitting is outperforming every other team. That's something that the Dodgers say that we say the Dodgers are going to do. They can do that, but if you get into a series with the Dodgers and the Braves, and they have a bad pitching staff, the Dodgers are going to hit them. They will hit them, and they can win that.
So there's a question that keeps coming to my mind about Clayton, which is, let's just say that rest were a factor in the playoffs. Would you potentially risk, in order to if you had to choose between the CS and the DS to throw him at him being at his best? Like, think about it. Let's just say, I don't know, if the rest doesn't work out in a way that you can get the best out of him and you've got to put him on one roster versus the other, which one would you choose?
No, the CS. No doubt.
Okay.
I would sit him in if you had to choose one or the other, I'd go to the CS because you can get through whoever they're going to play, unless it's Philly, when I don't think they're on that same side of the bracket as of right now. Unless it's Philly, I think they can beat any team in the National League outside of the Braves. And the Philly would be tough, but that's it.
Okay. All right. I just think about that because I'm not to say that that's going to happen, but with all the funky stuff that's going on with the staff, there might have to be some moves like that where guys who you would expect to be on one roster or the other are not, as we talked about with Lance Lynn. I'm just interested to see what his gas tank is at this point, because as much as he's getting guys, the velo is still not in a place that I love. I don't necessarily how do I say this? Enjoy the stuff as effective as it's been. It feels like once the playoffs start, a lot of these big loopers, you know what I mean, that we've seen move at a different rate of spin and a different speed might not show up the same way against the same competition in the playoffs. I'm like, oof. I don't know. It's an interesting discussion. So
yeah, no, he's not doing well. He's not playing well.
By. Yeah.
He's getting by. He's going. I mean, I can't say he's not playing well. He's had 2 really good outings, but
he's playing well.
Yeah, he's doing what he has to do to get through games. And in the playoffs, it's so much harder. And the thing that I worry about the most with him is that if he has a bad playoff outing at any point, people are going to look at him like, this is just Clayton Kershaw. And they're not going to see the bigger story of that. He's tired. He's pitched too many innings. He's been playing too much for his age and where he's at in life. And it's going to say like this can hurt him in the long run in people's eyes by if he pitches poorly.
I mean, long run of what? What are we talking about here? Long run. I mean, we are at the end of the long run. I mean,
well, I know.
What I'm saying is that when are you going to maximize the best you get out of Kershaw, and how are you going to manage that depending on the playoff stakes? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, he's going to go when he wants to go. That's just how he works. And Dave is going to work with him, and he's going to work with him how he should, because he's the type of guy, and I think most of these people is that you go on routine. And if you let him sit for one game, especially when you're going to have some time in between, the regular season is going to end, and they won't even start till I think it was October 7th. So right. there's going to be a long break. So then if you sit him again for the entire DS, that's an even longer break. And then he doesn't pitch until the CS. He's not in rhythm anymore. So you kind of have to play. You have to pitch him.
Okay. All right. We'll see. I mean, rhythm is a dancer, as a great song once said. But I just wonder again. Rhythm is a dancer. Can we sing on YouTube, or do we get?
Yeah, you can do it. No, as long as yes, we can.
Yes,
but we can't play the music.
Okay, got it. All right. So we will not subject. Do you know that song, by the way, Parker?
Rhythm is a dancer. I'm gonna guess one of 2 people. Is it Janet?
No,
I don't know who Rhythm is a Dancer is by.
It's CNC Music Factory.
CNC Music Factory.
I think it's Rhythm is a Dancer. That's CNC
Where's
Music
Morales
Factory, isn't it?
when you need him. This is exactly
that would have been a poll.
Rhythm is a dancer.
Anyway, that's a house song from the 90s.
Oh, it's by Snap. That's not right.
Oh, Snap. I remember Snap. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's Snap. Rhythm is a dancer. Well, I was wrong.
More great Dodger analysis from
well, to your guys' points, the chat wanted to remind us that last year's DS didn't go so well. So we got to be careful either way they play it. So that's just
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm getting at. That's why I brought it up, is that the DS isn't a given. And in a situation in which you might have to manage, just usage, I don't know. I'm very interested to see how Kershaw fits into the rest of this opener, non-opener situation, because you talk about rhythm. If you're curtailing everybody else, but you're letting Kershaw be on rhythm, how do you establish that? Just seems like a very complicated way to manage arms. Not to say that they can't do it. It's a task that feels like a lot.
Yeah, I think the only thing that is different from last year for me, and it's not the whole thing, is that San Diego was hotter than hot at that point because they had just got Juan Soto, they had just got Josh Hader, they got all those dudes, and they all just were playing super well leading into that. I don't know if the other teams that are in the National League this year are pushing the same way as they're making gigantic moves like that the Padres did.
I think it's Cubs Brewers right now who they be playing.
Cubs are hot. Cubs are playing really well.
Brewers, I mean, you don't let Belly come back into the building and start smashing bombs off of Clayton Kershaw. You don't
that
want
that would be a disaster.
Want that.
All right, we gotta get going. I'm getting a phone call from my boss, so I'm gonna step off. But you two can finish this out.
I got cheesecake to eat. So,
all right, well, guys, that has been another edition of Blue Review. Thank you for joining us in the chat, and thank you to LAX.
And top
underrated cheesecake for breakfast.
Parker
Bell, Clinton, yes, Greg Bird.